speaking of chatter in the media, last night the Kings lost to the Heat at home.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a blowout per se for most of the game. Just the Heat had a
never felt they were going to catch up.
Exactly. Now it ended up being a 13-point loss. Don't get me wrong, but it was, there was always a really good Kings run away from making it an interesting game, and that just didn't happen. What's raising eyebrows is the play of Domantas Sabonis. He's now in his third game back.
Yeah, I thought this would be honestly, when he didn't start the first game, I went, okay, I get it. He'll probably start the second game. And then he did, and I'm like, all right, well, that's fine. That's 2 games. He was out 2 months.
Yeah.
I was certain he was starting last night.
6th Man of the Year candidate, Domantas Sabonis, 17 minutes, 6 points, 10 boards, 3 assists.
He won't play enough games to get to 6 man.
So, now, by the way, Maxime Reynaud, 7 points, 8 rebounds. Now, you combine those, by the way, and your center position, that's 13 points and 18 rebounds.
Don't forget Cardwell.
Oh my God. That's, holy crap. That is, hold on. That is, I want to do this math myself. 13 plus 4. Okay, so that's 17 points, 30 rebounds. That's pretty good.
There you go.
From your center position. Cardwell with 12 boards in 21 minutes. So Cardwell gets 21 minutes. Reynaud gets 18 minutes. Sabonis gets 17 minutes. But what really is raising the eyebrows was the playing time or lack thereof of Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine had very limited playing time in the second half. He finished with 22 minutes. He had 18 points on 7 of 10 shooting, played 22 minutes, had 5 assists, and just 1 turnover. And Doug was asked, and I don't know if we have the audio or not. I'll read the quote, and then we'll get into the audio. Is this answer there? Okay, let's see. Here we go. On LaVine minutes, thank you. That just popped up on my feed. Let's see what Doug said here on those minutes.
Sometimes, he was 7 for 10, so obviously shot the ball well. But, we're trying to find rhythm and find a group that is stopping people at the same time. So, Zach will come tomorrow and he'll probably have 40. So that's part of the business. Like some nights you'll have it offensively, but we didn't have a great problem scoring tonight. We had 117 points, but guess what? They had 130. So we need to stop somebody.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I understand they lost. I understand that the record sucks. I understand that this isn't a whiteout over anything, but I think it's ethically important to point out that a big conversation we had on this show and around the town coming out of media day, when guys like Doug Christie and Scott Perry on this station and other formats said they will be evaluating through the year, defense is going to be a priority, and we specifically asked, okay, but what if one of your vets or your stars are not playing defense? Are you guys going to sit them? And I'm just paraphrasing here, but basically the answer was, look, everybody's going to have an off night, but yeah, if you're not playing defense, I don't care who you are, you're going to come out of the game. You're going to sit. You're going to get your minutes checked. And we had a very deep conversation coming out of media day before the season started about, are they really going to do that, or is that just PR and media? Okay, well, here you go. And I'm not saying it's the first time, but you now have the coach basically publicly saying, I know he didn't say it like this. I'm not trying to put words in Doug's mouth, but this quote is making it around the league. I don't think there's any other way to take this at its core than, yeah, Zach was shooting the ball, but we don't have a problem scoring. We needed to stop people. Well, if you're taking Zach out because you need to stop people, I think the very understandable implication there, I'm not trying to start fires, is Zach's defense wasn't good enough, so we sat him. Well, there you go. There is an absolute example of the highest paid guy on the team getting sat because he wasn't playing defense. There you go.
Yeah, and I think there's some good in that, but I also think there's some inconsistencies in it. Because I think if you and I, or maybe the masses, were trying to create from this current roster the way it's constructed, let's put the best 5 out there defensively. Mm-hmm. I think, my opinion, let me see if you land on. I would put Cardwell in the post.
Yep.
Because of his rim protection.
Yep.
Keegan when healthy.
Yep.
Keon.
Yep.
Honestly, I think Carter. I'm talking just defense.
You're 100. I think you are 100% right. I think.
I don't know my fifth.
I think Carter would be
Carter, Keon, backcourt.
So
Keegan somewhere on the wing.
Achua?
I was thinking of him.
Schroeder? Yeah.
Maybe Achua for side. Yeah, okay. So let's say that's your group.
So you go Carter,
Keegan,
Achua, and Cardwell. Yeah.
I think would be the best five. Now, there's a much better offensive group.
Sure.
But if you're just trying for that, I think that's it.
Then why not put that out there for a game?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do, lose?
Right. Well, and I think there was a couple interesting things about last night. One, obviously, when you don't win, it's different because I was here it was the post game on the Wizards game. The first game, Sabonis is back. The first game, Schroeder was back. I thought, they won, so it's a little different. But I go, man, the disbursement of minutes was actually really good. They played 10 players.
Yeah.
It felt balanced. Nobody played too much. And then we get to last night, so the difference is they didn't win. But it seemed a little odd that Sabonis played 17, and 5 of those were in the second half.
Right.
LaVine, I think, got 7 in the second half, and 2 he brought back in the last 2 minutes when they were basically going to lose.
Yeah.
So, but I asked you this question kind of as a hypothetical yesterday, but honestly, I'm being serious about it. Of all of us who are listening, I don't know how I would do the minutes with this team, the way they're constructed. I mean, I just came up with a defensive lineup. I think it's difficult to not play your 2 highest paid players that much. Mm-hmm. But also, are you trying to develop younger guys? They're not going to be a play-in or playoff team, I don't believe. You haven't traded yet, though. So let's just also come to a world day. We're now 15 days away from the trade deadline. They may not be able to trade LaVine or Sabonis. I mean, it's probably going to be really difficult to trade those guys. Or let's just pretend they don't trade a soul because trades are difficult. What do you do after that?
What I can tell you what Oklahoma City would do.
Which would be
sit them.
Okay,
you're done. Go home. Go home, and we're going to try to find a place for you this summer. That's what OKC did with Horford. I understand.
I don't think he ever played for them. That's different. I think they got him, and they just never. But like you've had.
I think you're talking.
Technically, Sabonis and LaVine are still signed.
That's the thing, and here's
they're not expiring.
Here's where it's interesting for Scott Perry because he's going to have a decision to make. Let's. This is assuming you can't trade Zach LaVine by the deadline.
Right.
Okay. Now you're looking at an opt-in, opt-out. Well, does that take a buyout off the table? Because what would motivate LaVine? Maybe LaVine's thinking of buying out, of opting out. Excuse me.
Which would be good.
Which would be great for the Kings.
Yeah.
But what's his motivation in opting out if maybe they're angling for a buyout? You get a buyout, you get most of your cash, and then you go back and you now you sign a new deal. You're talking $20-30 million more dollars perhaps. But I think buyouts are something. They're not going to buy out Sabonis.
Right.
DeRozan's expiring, basically. I don't think that. I think LaVine is the huge thing. And so, honestly, look, I'm going to say this, and I like Zach LaVine. And I don't. This is a business thing I'm going to say, and not a personal thing. Okay, I truly do like him, and I've enjoyed our interactions. I wish him nothing but the best. I think even Zach, hooked up to a lie detector test, would say his future's not in Sacramento. I think. Mm-hmm. So then the question is, if you're the Kings, do you go to his agent and say, like, dude, look, if we can't trade you, are you going to opt out or in? Like, we need to know. And if it's
I think they have to know that.
And hopefully you get an answer. And if the answer is he's going to opt out, okay. But if the answer is we haven't decided, do you just – I'm not saying – I want to say do you try to make his life as miserable as possible.
Him so he wants out.
And what I mean by that is not like you – I'm not saying make him – what I'm saying is like, do you – okay, dude, but you're not going to play another minute for us and you're in your prime and you got the – is it worth – however much you may or may not lose in opting out, and I don't think he's getting a $45 million a year value somewhere else, but as you said many times, what if he signs a 4-year, $30 million deal somewhere?
And to a team he wants to go to, that
exactly.
is probably a contender.
So is that loss in cash worth to him going to a contender, controlling his own destiny, and also not sitting the entirety of next year? Like, literally, we have mutually agreed that Zach's future isn't here. We will make every effort to trade him, but until then, we think it's best for the team to let other folks take his minutes and look to the future. So you open next year and Zach's still on the roster.
Yeah.
Zach is effectively not with the team. He's sitting at home until somebody either trades for him, or does Zach LaVine miss? The Kings are fully within their rights. I don't think there's anything in the CBA that says they have to play him.
No.
Zach still gets paid. So do you take – I mean, he's in his prime, but he's probably closer to the end of his prime than the beginning. He's still very young. Does he risk just sitting out for an entire year in his prime fully healthy? That's the type of stuff I think that's on Scott Perry's table.
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now.
I think every player and every player's agent is different, because some players will be like, I'll stay and play me. But then some won't want to play 10 minutes a game for averages. Ego, like, wow, you only averaged 14 points that year. Well, it's because the last 10, 20 games I played 10 minutes.
Right.
And some others are like, just don't play me at all. Yeah, I don't know how that'll all we're not there yet, but we could be.
Well, and to your point, that's where you also have to run that fine line between, we can talk about Zach LaVine, and I don't want to pick on Zach. You can talk about a number of players, but we're talking about Zach. His minutes, do you play him, do you not, this, that, whatever. Here's one very clear thing about Zach LaVine that you have to tip your cap to. He's been incredibly professional.
Oh, absolutely.
You had that little blow up with the guy on the sideline, but the guy was, I don't count that.
Yeah.
What you don't want is a Kuminga situation.
Right.
You can't have that.
And that word spreads.
And
about how organizations treat you, and how, and players and agents know that. I just think they're getting into a tricky spot, in which we've said for 2 months now, which obviously I know it's difficult to trade, but I feel like a trade or trades would really benefit them for multiple reasons.
Yes.
And I think they know that, but haven't been able to execute it. I think it's difficult.
I really, really think that Jimmy Butler thing is going to I'm waiting to hear the Kings made a trade with the Warriors.
Well, it's interesting. So last night, the Warriors finally play him.
Yeah.
And here he is, 20 points in 20 minutes off the bench.
Yeah.
It's like, because he can play.
Yeah.
But now they need him.
Yes.
So will they stick with him, or will they now go, all right, that is the one piece that some people want, specifically Sacramento, maybe Phoenix. There's a few other rumors.
Sam will join us tomorrow, and he will double down, I would believe, on reports. Sam will join us tomorrow.
I heard double down.
I didn't hear it. Did Energy? Did I say?
Oh, wait, go ahead. What are you talking about? Who's coming on tomorrow?
Sam Amick?
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
Oh, it was a misfire. Okay.
They're too close together.
But,
I
okay,
gotcha.
let's go. That's a LaVine example.
Mm-hmm.
Sabonis also has always been a professional.
Yes, he has. Very much so.
He's kind of been the franchise here for him and Fox, but he's been here.
Yes.
I don't know. You think how cool or comfortable is he with 3 straight off the bench? First one they win, probably I'm not going to make any noise, and I'm not suggesting he has. Second game, it's like, okay. And now the third game, playing even less. And I don't know. I think for an established veteran who's been a huge part to this franchise, to see that they're playing some young players, but are the young players absolutely killing it? I mean, are they killing it?
Doug Christie's going to join us tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're going to ask him some of this stuff. I admit that I could be reaching here, but the Sabonis question is very interesting. So here's my attempt at a reach, acknowledging I'm probably wrong. The only thing I can think of, because when you look at in the past when Sabonis has missed time when he's been hurt, it's generally been an upper body thing, his hand, his finger, whatever. It's been that type of stuff. The only thing I can think of is, okay, he was out, 3 months, 2 months? 2 months. With a knee injury. Did that preclude him from doing cardio much, and except for the ramp up? And are they just simply having a pseudo minutes restriction on him while he gets back into NBA shape?
I mean, they have said no, but it doesn't mean that they've said no.
Then it's like, okay, LaVine's one thing, but you're right. Sabonis, I understand Cardwell's probably a better pure defender than Sabonis, if for no other reason, because he has none of the offensive pressure Sabonis has. But how do you justify on a whatever the hell their record is team? It's not great. How do you justify sitting the 3-time defending rebounding champion, or when I say sitting, bringing him off the bench for 3 games, unless you're just, without coming out and saying it, you're just openly saying, guys, we've been showing you the smoke signals. Right. We're rebuilding. But then, Jason, The most minutes played last night on the Sacramento Kings were Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, and Malik Monk, all three over 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then, that's where the inconsistencies are. I mean, is Keon not a part of the future? So he didn't play at all. And
Did not play.
But, if he played, then they were going through a stretch where Malik wasn't playing.
Right.
And there was not fans can't – we all can't have everything.
Sure.
We kind of want all of it, but it's an inconsistent to me of the theme because I go back to the trade deadline. Let's say we get past February 5th next week.
Yeah.
And Domantas Sabonis is still a King.
Yeah.
He's a very good basketball player.
Very good basketball player.
And I'm assuming you're going to go forward, and next year he's probably a King. So, is he a bench player or is he your starting center? Or four, wherever you want to play him. Right now, he's not being utilized that way, and that's right now. And maybe it changes tonight or even next week, but it's just a weird situation that what they're in. There's been inconsistencies all year as far as a roster imbalance, at times too small, at times too old. It's just in a weird part of the puzzle, contractually too, the way that's, he and LaVine are paid the most, and most teams play the guys that are paid the most.
I understand the apron is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I just really feel like all three of those guys are going to be gone by the time we start next year, one way or the other. LaVine, DeRozan, Sabonis, probably Monk. I'm just waiting for the Shams tweet. I really am. I really am waiting for it. No, okay.
And if that's the summer, that's one thing.
I don't care if it,
30-something games left.
Yeah. They're going to have to make some decisions, man. They are going to have to make some decisions. A couple different texts. And, real quick, before we get to the text, I want to go back to a point you made. If Doug's talking about defense, then why are your two best backcourt defenders not getting any playing time yesterday? If you're having trouble scoring the ball, I think Doug's dead on with that.
Right.
But then why are Keon Ellis especially, and also Devin Carter buried? The Devin Carter thing is really bothering me. I need to understand. Look, if there's a legitimate reason, and I didn't hear this, and I'm not saying this, but if it turns out Devin Carter, he's folding his arms in practice, he's got an attitude problem, he's yelling at people. I haven't heard a whisper about that, but it would have to be something like that because I don't get it, dude. If he's not going to get any playing time here, why is he not in Stockton again? What put him down in the G League if his agent says no? Screw his agent. Yeah. Better to play somewhere now. I'm happy to be corrected if they're out of options or something or one of those deals, but I don't think they are. And then Keon, dude, you got to make a decision on him this year. So either way, if you want to re-sign him, you're not doing a good job of making this a place he wants to be.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to re-sign him, you need to trade him because he has value, and God, you're not playing him.
Yeah, and that's the one that almost every week when Sam comes on, we ask him about the trades, we ask about the veterans, and Sam's like, well, the number one target is Keon Ellis.
Then trade him.
But one is, yes, trade him.
Yeah.
Two, you're 12-31. If other teams are coveting him, how are you not playing him?
That's a great question.
Right? I mean, and again, it's I don't think it's a confusion they're going to win too much if you play Keon. It's figure out if Keon is a part of your future. And if he is, then he is. And you go forward. He's your guy. You keep going forward. If not, trade him.
You are a team that is 12-31. You are a team that constantly bemoans.
Or 12-32.
Or whatever, yeah. I got it right
I think they have 12-32. If they win out, they'll get to 50.
There you go. Hey.
40-game win streak. 38-game win streak.
Never say never.
Yeah.
Your defense is an issue. Mm-hmm. And you have one of the better backcourt defenders. After, by the way, last night we saw one of the better backcourt defenders that you let go to Miami. I don't mean to keep comparing Davion Mitchell to Keon Ellis, but I'm telling you, compare Davion Mitchell to Keon Ellis because Keon Ellis will end up probably being on a very – if you don't think that there aren't going to be, oh, my God, look what Keon's doing for the Bucks, Celtics, I don't know. It's going to happen. They have him right now. If defense is – so do Keon Ellis and Devin Carter have attitude issues? I don't think so. Then why aren't you playing them?
Yeah.
Why are you not playing?
I mean, if Keon ultimately is going to get traded, maybe there's a, hey, don't get him hurt now, but I mean that's
then you better sit DeRozan.
Yeah.
And look, I don't mean to keep picking on it, but it's the only thing I got in front of me, right? I need somebody to explain to me if Neat Clifford's getting minutes, why Keon Ellis isn't. Other than the fact that the backcourt is a little bit more clogged, I understand that. But Neat Clifford last night, that was like a great game for him, and he had 9 points on 40% shooting. And he was shooting 25% from beyond the arc. This month, he's averaging 36, 30, and 40%. Those are his splits. 40% from the line. Now, granted, on not a lot of attempts. He's averaging 4 points in 18 minutes, and he's not really giving you anything else. Now, again, he's a rookie. I'm not trying to pick on him, but when you contrast that, people say, well, Devin Carter's lost. Devin Carter, maybe.
Yeah.
But he's no more lost than Neat Clifford. And don't give me the eye test. Well, he doesn't look like it. He's a better defender than Neat Clifford right now, at least at his spot. So there are some things that don't make any sense to me. And
well, imagine when Keegan comes back if they don't make a trade too. It's just one more piece to the crowded logjam of a team that's underachieving.
I do like their chippiness.
Yeah,
There was more chippiness last night. I do like
they
that.
fight, they compete.
I do appreciate
that's
that.
there.
Doug Christie will join us at 8:30 tomorrow. And look, well, you know what? We're going to ask him all this stuff. Whether he wants to get into it or not, it's his right. But we're going to ask him about this stuff. We'll take a break. When we come back, 4 Down Territory. It's a faith segment. Who do you have more faith in?